Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're seeing this. Today, for U.S. history, we're going to talk about Texas. Yeah, I know, you did Texas all last year. Okay, so don't forget, Friday we have a Google Meet, 3 p.m. Okay, so I guess I'll start off with a personal story, which I always do, huh? So, Mike Duncan does a podcast on Rome. He finished that up and he started doing a podcast on revolutions. And so we finished the Mexican Revolution up, and he said, a lot of people ask me to do the Texas Revolution. So here it is. A bunch of white guys went to Texas and took it over. Okay, that's not the Texas Revolution, but that's okay. You know, everybody has their own opinion, and historians can determine what's important or what's not important. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Texas. So, of course, we had Native Americans in Texas, and then the first group to show up was Coronado and Cabez de Vaca, and so that was Spain. That's our flag on the top left-hand corner. Then poor LaSalle, who helped discover the Mississippi River, gets lost, can't find the Mississippi River, and ends up in Matagorda Bay. So that's our next flag of France. That's our next flag, France. Now, this is not the flag of France you would see today. This is the royal flag. This is before the French Revolution. Okay? Then the people in Mexico declared independence. And so then Texas became Coahuila y Tejas. It became a Mexican state, but it was grouped with Coahuila, which is in Mexico. Then we won our independence, and so we have the Republic of Texas flag, and we were pretty much independent for about 8 years. Then we became part of the United States, and we're still part of the United States. Then briefly for about 4 years, we were part of the Confederate States of America, and that was the flag for the Confederate States of America. So a lot of times you see these folks flying the Confederate flag with the stars and the bars and all that. Well, guess what, buddy? That was not the Confederate flag. This was the Confederate flag. So the first, as Mike Duncan would say, white guy that showed up was Moses Austin. Moses Austin had made a fortune like 3 times over and had lost it 3 times over. And remember, that's because our economy is so volatile. You know, you can literally have your money in the bank and lose it. So Moses Austin was known as the Lead King because he was selling lead, and he lost all his money, and he decided to start a colony in Texas. And his son, Stephen, was studying law in New Orleans and living a good life. And then all of a sudden, his dad dies. And so Stephen takes on the responsibility of starting a colony. And the first 300 settlers in Texas are called the Old 300. So next guy to show up is a guy by the name of William Travis. Super interesting person. I just finished a book last year. I don't know if I got a chance to talk to you guys about it. Um, at 19, he was a lawyer in Alabama, and then he had to declare bankruptcy because in the particular town he was in, there were a lot of lawyers, so he couldn't make a living. Had to declare bankruptcy. Came to Texas. Came to what is today, as you know it, as Anuak, and he had a practice that worked from Anuak, Liberty, and Dayton. And in those 3 cities, he built up a pretty good little fortune. Now, a lot of people talk about Travis because he left behind his wife and 2 children. The youngest child wasn't even born yet. But the truth of the matter is, she was seeking a divorce because he had went bankrupt. Okay? Gets to Texas, and he's a lawyer, and he's really good at languages. He learns the Spanish language, and so he can actually practice law because he can read and write the Spanish language. So he's very valuable to those folks in Anuak and Liberty. You see the Common flag. We see that flag everywhere. Um, So soon the Mexican troops tried to remove a cannon that belonged to the residents of Gonzales. Okay, now this is a tiny little cannon. It's crazy because the only thing they used it for was to announce when somebody came to visit Gonzales. Gonzales was so small, it was basically a bar. Okay, that was it. And they had this little cannon mounted, and you come to town, and they'd shoot the cannon off for you, and that was supposed to be a draw for people to come to the bar. Um, well, um, the Mexican troops, for some reason, wanted to collect that cannon. So at first they go and they bury the cannon in the cornfield, and then somebody has the bright idea that no, they're going to defend the cannon. They put the cannon, this little bitty cannon, on these two gigantic wagon wheels, and they roll it out. And when the troops come to pick it up, they fire the cannon, they shoot the troops, and the troops go away, and they have that homemade flag on the sheet, come and take it. Um, so Texas was pretty much into revolt, okay? And so troops started to gather, and Stephen F. Austin is leading them. First they take Goliad, and then they take San Antonio. And then when they take San Antonio, they do a siege. That's where you surround the city and you don't let anything in and you don't let anybody out. Well, they did the siege and it starts getting a little tedious, and then Austin gets called away. And then the commander at the time couldn't decide what he wanted to do. So uh, an old colonist jumped up on a stump. The guy's name was Ben Milam. Said, who will follow Ben Milam into San Antonio? And so the troops all got together and they went into San Antonio to take it. And it was really rough going. It was house to house fighting. The Mexican troops finally withdraw to the Alamo. And in the Alamo, they stay there till right around uh, Christmas, and then they surrender. Okay, um, so we won. They go back to Mexico, and Santa Anna is really upset. So he decides to take the forces himself. Comes down here. He comes up here with about 5,000 men. Um, and the first place he goes is to San Antonio. So uh, it's hard to move 5,000 men. Okay, so we estimate that when he got to San Antonio, he probably had about 1,500 guys. And he doesn't attack the Alamo for 13 days. He does, however, put a red flag on the cathedral and say that no quarter will be given. Okay? When he does that, um, he's going to crush the Alamo. Okay? Now, why he didn't crush it? Because, like I said, there's only 189 guys in there, and he has 1,500. There's a lot of debate. Some people say that he was waiting for his baggage train and his artillery and different things to get there. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation that we cannot verify. Inside the Alamo are guys like Jim Bowie, who's famous, Davy Crockett, who had been a congressman, and of course Travis, who we had talked about. Um, so Almo's crushed, and then Fannin, who was in Goliad, tries to get to the Alamo to support it. He's got about 400 men, but he has this huge cannon he wants to bring along. And guys, it just was very tedious to move that cannon. So he gets captured by Urea and brought back to Goliad. And Urea begs Santa to let these guys go. He refuses. He wants them all killed, and they're massacred on Easter Sunday. So Sam Houston kept retreating. Man, the troops are really getting angry. They're feeling like cowards by retreating, but he's training them the whole time that they're retreating. And so finally one day he turns and he goes south instead of continuing to go north. And they cheer him on. The famous statue in Houston in front of the art museum, Natural Science Museum, shows him pointing away south, and that's when they were cheering him on. And so they meet Santa Anna at San Jacinto. Uh, known as, I forgot, somebody's ferry. And later they said, no, it's San Jacinto. So it's on the banks of the Buffalo Bayou. So Houston's little group sets up, and I say little, they're not little, they're about 600, 700 guys. And Santa Anna shows up. He had split his forces, so he had about maybe 1,500. And we don't know exactly who had what at the time. Because Santa Anna, when he told the story when he gets defeated, oh, he only had like 600 troops. No, I don't think so. But anyway, Santa Anna sets up and he decides to take a nap. And his troops rest because they marched all night long. And Sam Houston attacks at about 3 p.m. The reason 3 p.m. is because the sun is behind him at that point. He attacks at 3 p.m. and the battle was over with in 18 minutes. Now the slaughter kept on through the night. You know, guys were finding guys hiding and they were killing them. You know, this was really a revenge killing type thing. So Texas becomes its own nation. Santa Anna signed a treaty. Texas is not the little bitty state we have today. It went all the way up to Wyoming. But the Mexican government never really accepted it, accepted the treaty. But we're going to pay for it. So our question today is, we took a trip to the Alamo. Why do you think of the Texas Revolution? What do you think of the Texas Revolution and why? Okay, so, we spent a lot of money to go see the Alamo. Why? Why did we spend that money? Why did we go see the Alamo? You know. And then the CNN 10 question is, what state is Northlands in? All right. Have a good day.